So hello, I'm Scott Carter. I work on the innovation team at Georgia Pacific. We've been developing a digital transformation, or we now call it a transformation strategy, for about 5 years. Attending this conference, other conferences similarly, to develop points of view. Today I want to share, I guess, a point of view that we have on reliability or asset health. Several people in the back, kind of on that back row area, helped develop this, so any hard questions will be directed to the back row. So a little bit about Georgia Pacific. We basically convert trees into money, and we do a lot of work in the building products arena. We do tissue and towel and Dixie cups and things through our consumer products group. We make corrugated boxes and cellulose. So in broad terms, we have 150 manufacturing sites, approximately 35,000 employees. And one of the challenges we face is over the decades, Georgia Pacific has grown by acquisition. And what that means is we don't have a lot of standard solutions right now because we bought that site with whatever it came with. And so that's been one of the things we've been looking at. So first thing I want to do is just kind of draw out this whole concept of reducing unplanned events. And we've already talked about the classic curve. But in general, we're moving from reactive to preventive to predictive to proactive. 150 manufacturing sites. I can give you, we have sites in each of these buckets. Me personally, I was a maintenance manager and a project engineer. I am a world-class firefighter. If you have something broken and you want it fixed expeditiously, that's what I did for most of my early career. So what I've been doing for the last several years, along with many other leaders at Georgia Pacific, is how can we move to the right? How can we leave predictive and move towards proactive? And these are some of the just buckets of what you see in each of those. I mean, we all know that reactive is bad. Reactive is bad. That's why I put a little red header there. But you try to start moving to time-based. You start adding technology to go to predictive, and ultimately, what you want to be is proactive, where you've used all these various tools and technologies so that your process is in control. And Paula just had a list of if your process is in control, all the wonderful things that happen there. And so that's where we want to be. But I have to add this because what started this journey for us was approximately 6 years ago. Our senior operations leader challenged my boss, Mike Carroll, that with two topics. One topic is talent and the other topic was technology. And that we were losing, I don't know how many of you are in this situation, but we have a lot of people that are my age or older that are leaving the workforce fast. And at the same time, as we started looking into this talent question, what we also found is that we tend to churn entry-level workers right now, whether they be entry-level forklift drivers or entry-level engineers. I mean, we're having a lot of turnover. So the old school solution of someone's going to join a company and work there for 30 or 40 years, start at the bottom and move to the top of whatever their trade is, that's not working. And so at the same time, we were challenged, we keep hearing all these buzzwords about data and analytics and sensors and 4.0 of some type. And so we studied it. We came back and said, yes, we have a real problem with talent. It's just getting worse. And yes, we believe that technology may be the answer for some of these problems. So in general, when I started in industry, talent was considered cheap. Any kind of solution was considered expensive. I will share with you my perception now is that talent is expensive and most of the solutions are cheap. And that has changed dramatically in just the last several years, that sensors and tools and data analytics, they're not only real and they not only work, but they're affordable. So that's where we've gone. We started focusing on, our discussion tends to talk about talent and technology, and we've decided that in order for us to increase productivity and improve our competitive position, that we're going to embrace technology, automation, sensors, big data, all that. So as I was putting this slide package together, a gentleman, back in the back who puts a lot of slide packages together said, let's talk about not just what we're doing, but I'm going to give you the note. If you take these notes, you can go back to your CEO or whoever and say, all right, I know how to fix all our problems. So you might want to write these down. But the first thing you got to recognize is that you want more sensors, more data, and you got to do more analytics. So that's kind of, you got to kind of go through the 12th step. The first thing is recognize you got a problem. That's what you want. The next thing is you got to start seeing what that means. So you have to have some kind of capability, in-house, third-party, strategic partner, or whatever, but somehow or another you guys take that information you're getting from those sensors and figure out how are you going to take that data and really see what that means, how it's impacting your process, and what are you going to do with it. Then you're going to have to start focusing your talent on what creates the greatest opportunity. So you've only got so much talent available, and I just mentioned to you that you're losing talent and you're having a hard time retaining talent. So the talent you've got needs to be working on whatever is the greatest value. And that's how you're going to get to proactive reliability. And it sounds real simple. In some ways it is. Because again, the sensors are out there now. There's a variety of companies that make sensors. There's a variety of companies here that do data analytics of some sort, or a digital twin, or the solutions are there, whether you do them in-house or you partner with someone. And then you got to figure out how to put your talent on the right place. Because the days of having operators wander your floor looking for problems, or even worse, your skilled maintenance people wandering your shops looking for problems, you've got to take that information of what is the problem, or even better yet, what will be the future problem, and then focus those on assets to be preventive or proactive and not the firefighter that I used to be. So, you know, in general, as an organization, you've got to kind of come up with a belief. And then, you know, I meet regularly with our senior reliability people, and what we have told our senior leadership team is we believe that we can be stable, that we can be capable and predictable using these various Industry 4.0 capabilities that are out there. They're available, they work, they're reasonably priced. One of the big takeaways we found as we started going down this path, and we've heard these rumors, but we've actually overlaid process data, production data, real-time data of reliability, of rotating equipment and vibration and such. And what we're finding is that 50% of our unplanned events are caused by the way we run our equipment. So we spend a lot of time talking about in the reliability world about lubrication and did we put the bearing on right? Did we use the right piece of process equipment in the right application? You know, we talk about these maintenance type activities, sometimes even reliability type activities, when in fact what's killing our equipment is the way we run it. So we have an example early on where we were overlaying process information with vibration analysis, and we noticed that every time we did a different grade change on a piece of equipment, the pump was being killed. And we had reached, over years ago, we decided that we have no idea why this pump fails every year, but we're just going to change it the annual outage. Every annual outage, we're going to yank a pump out, put in another pump, rebuild it, and just do that, because we do not know why it fails. We would have never caught that issue if with traditional vibration techniques where a vibration tech just happened to be at the right place, the right time, testing that vibration, and just happened to know in the back of his mind, I think we're on a different grade right now. But when we were able to put that data together, the operations data, the process data, and that reliability type vibration analysis data, and overlay it, it became instantly clear. So all we had to do was make a minor change to that process, and we no longer have to replace that pump. Now, that's just one little tiny success story. You multiply that across 150 manufacturing sites, and you start seeing some real value. So again, we're using the sensors, we're buying the sensors, we're putting in tens of thousands of sensors, we're working with data analytics. We have our internal data analytics teams that we're building and have built. We have partnerships with strategic vendors that have that capability. We have third parties that have that capability. And then as an organization, we choose which set of data analytics tools we use based upon who is the best source or best solution at that time. And then, again, it goes back to that talent discussion. We now are able to leverage that talent to a specific issue and not just randomly wander the floor. I guess this is a topic I always bring up because I'm not a technology guy. I'm a strategy person. I never meant to be in sales, but I've been in sales the last 5 years selling the concept that We got to change at the corporate level. But I will tell you right now, the technology part is the easiest part you're going to face. The technology is easy. The talent question is a challenge right now. But really, the biggest issue you're going to have is the organizational change. So I recently rolled out a new reliability type capability through our major paper mills. And it works, and it predicts way in advance what we need to work on or what we need to be concerned about, what we need to check on. And what's interesting is the biggest challenge, again, not the technology or buying that technology or even the talent to manage the technology. The biggest question becomes, now what? Now that you have this new tool set, this new capability that tells you, how do you take a organization that's been a world-class firefighting organization for the last 50 years, how do they change to embrace that? And that is what I spend most of my time on, is trying to make our organization understand that it's not a technology discussion. It is, now what are we going to do with it now that we have the insights from that capability? All right. Thank you.